Hello and welcome to the Boro Breakdown YouTube channel with Tom, Dana and Matt, and we are coming at you today with something a bit different to what we usually do. And this is something that's probably been about a year in the making for us. With the home shirt getting released this week, we thought this was the ideal time to do it, and we've decided to do a kit ranking video. As a little bit of behind the scenes knowledge for anyone watching at the moment, there will always be debates on kits in our group chat, and it is usually between the three of us. Johnny is off drinking sparkling water and doing his gardening somewhere because he doesn't really care about the kit rankings. But you might think on our usual podcasts, we all we're on the same page. We'll agree with each other a fair amount. I think this is the video where that's all going to change because we have such conflicting views on kits. And this is, I'm really interested to see what the results are going to be from this. So,
friendships are going to be broken here tonight.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be fun. So, without further ado, let's get into ranking some kits. So we've got our tier list here. We've decided to go a bit Boro with the tiers. It'd be rude not to. So for anything really, really top tier, we have gone with that famous quote, Mint Man. You know, some Brad Goose and a nice shirt. Speaking of nice shirts, the second one is nice design shirt.
Big up, Chunky.
Middle tier, now daft. 5 out of 10, played safe, no risks taken, but not exactly a bad one. Fourth tier, bit naff. And then fifth tier, you're joking, aren't you? So, we've put all the kits through a randomizer, and the kit we have gone with first is last season's kit, 24-25. Guys, where do we think this one goes?
I remember us kind of agreeing on this at the time, Matt, that there's just something about it that is missing somewhat, but I feel like this one's aged pretty well for me. Like, it's smart, it's a bit boring, yes, but at least they've placed the band a little bit higher, so it's a little bit different. I just think visually it is pretty nice. It's one of those kits that it's nothing really flashy, but it's still pretty smart. This one might actually age pretty better with time, but I think it's for me, it's like a now daft. It's between that and nice designer shirt, I think.
Yeah, I would have put it in now daft to start with, but I agree. I think it's aged nicely. I don't quite know why, but it is a little unique compared to the Boro shirts with where the band is, and there's certainly worse. So I'd probably say it's a nice design shirt. We can't put them in between, so I'm with you on that. It's between the second and the third tier for me.
See, this is off to a good start because I feel like we're all going to agree on this one straight away.
Oh.
For me, I mean,
Wow.
actually,
While it lasts.
I'm going a little bit lower than you, and I'm going now daft. I remember at the time, I was the one who was kind of advocating for this shirt in the chat and really liked it. And obviously, I'm wearing it now, so I obviously don't mind it that much. But whereas it's aged well for you two, I think it's aged worse for me. And I don't know if that is because of last season or what. But I'm looking at it and I was like, I really, really liked it at the time. Now I'm looking at it and this is in the context of I've looked at all the other shirts as well. I'm just like, I don't know if I can justify it being in nice design shirt. So I personally put it in now daft.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, I'm happy to concede and put it in now daft, to be honest. It's like it's fine. It's kind of middle of the road, I'd say. It's a solid 6 out of 10.
Next up, we have the 04-05 shirt. One Carling Cup winners 2004. First shirt we wore in UEFA Cup. Guys, where are we putting this one?
This is where I struggle with association. This is where heart and head starts to really struggle with me. And I think it depends on when you grew up, what shirts you were brought up on. And this was right when I just started supporting Boro and I was right into it at this point as a kid. So I have a real soft spot for this shirt. It's not Mint Man. I'm not going to go that far and say it's like one of the greatest shirts ever. But I think partly because I do really like the collar, and 88.com is just a sponsor that makes me feel nice inside. I would say
I agree on that.
I'd say it's a nice design shirt. I would. I think it'd be an insult to say Now Daft for that one.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd agree with you, but I am also just kind of in shock at the moment, thinking how much older I am than everyone else on this video. If this is what you were wearing when you were a kid and getting into supporting Boro, and this was like me in secondary school owning this shirt, but yeah,
Tom Dana wasn't even born at this
I
point.
know. I was going to say, you wait until I tell you what my first kit was, then you'll feel like you're a fossil.
I already do. I don't know. For me, this is one that sits between nice design shirt and Mintman, and that might be association creeping into it. But I also remember owning the shirt, and just it was a really nice shirt to own. I think there's certain shirts that we're going to go through where they don't age well in terms of like, after a few washes, the sponsor starts coming off them or the badge peels off, it starts bobbling.
Yeah.
This was just a nice shirt to own, and sadly, I got red paint on the white band at one point. So it wasn't a shirt I got to wear much after that. But yeah, I always remember liking the shirt. So for me, it's between the top two tiers.
I'd probably put it in nice design shirt. Like, I don't know. It's between nice design shirt and Now Daft for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's the V-neck. I don't really care for V-necks. I like the actual collar, but then the actual V-neck, which obviously forms part of the collar, I'm not a big fan of. But I do agree with it. 888. It's something about that, and I think it's the fact that like the dice are red as well. So like visually, it's just pleasing to me. I would probably put this in nice design shirt. I'm happy to go with you guys on that.
This is going well. This is going too well.
So far, so good. Next up,
it'll
we
get
have
worse.
96-97.
It's about to go off the rails.
The Boro
Yes,
tire mark.
it will. I love that. I love it. Bring back this like just blazing Boro on like the back or the front of the shirt. Like, you know what I really like about kits is when I see on the socks in particular, this is such a nerdy thing, but just seeing like Boro on it or on the back of the shirt near the collar, I quite like just seeing it. The fact that this is emblazoned on the front of it is so 90s. It's so of its time. I think this is an instant classic. I really like it. The fact that the Boro badge is on the sleeve is so random, but it's also just so 90s.
I think it's the Boro badge on the sleeve, but also the fact that the colours are alternated from the one in the middle as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that. Yeah, they are. That's odd.
I like it. I do. I would probably put this in. I'd say Mintman. Honestly,
I'm going to agree with you on that. I really love the tire mark pattern on it. I love the collar, the material this shirt's made of. I still wear this shirt now to matches. I'll always have like a run of about 6 games during every season where I'll wear this to the Riverside because I wear it once and we don't get beaten. I'm like, right, I can't wear any other shirt to the matches now, and it's always this one. Love the badge on the sleeve, the badge in the middle. I love the black.
You like a central badge, don't you, Tom?
I do. I love a central badge and also a bit of black trim on a shirt. And this is also, this would be Mintman for me.
Yeah, are we all in agreement on that?
Matt, what are you thinking?
I'll concede to that. I mean, I'd have had it in nice design shirt, but I can absolutely see why you guys love it and see, you know, the niceties, and it is unique. Is this the shirt? Is the shirt where we got to 2 cup finals and got relegated? Am I right in saying that? Was that the year? So it's iconic for that. I always just think of like Ravanelli, Juninho, Emerson all lined up at Wembley wearing this shirt. So there's the iconic. So, but yeah, it'd be a nice design shirt to me. But I'll concede and say it's our first shirt. That's Mintman.
Yes, Mintman, first one. Love that.
Right, so let's see if the next one can follow on to that, because the next one is 0910.
Oh, it's not.
Tell you, it's not.
This is not. This is not a good follow-up at all.
This is the shirt that just screams Leroy Leiter, Mark Yates, David
Mark
Leiter.
Yates, yes.
Was it Sean St. Ledger in that season, or I think Dave Kitson might have won this one? Despite all that bad karma associated with this shirt, I'd actually put this in nice design shirt. I think this was the first one on the Adidas deal that we had, and there's something about the pattern and the 3 stripes on the sleeve I just really like. The white sticks out, the red sticks out, like an essential Adidas badge as well. but I can already tell from those intakes of breath that you absolutely hate this shirt.
I'm going to let Matt go first. I feel like he's got some things to say.
I think this is one of the worst home shirts we've ever had. I do. I think not only does it remind me of a terrible time to be a Boro fan, I also feel like when they were designing this, they started off with like the paintbrush near the collar, and then the guy sneezed, and the paintbrush just slipped down the side of the shirt, and they went crap. So then they filled the white in on the other sleeve. There's just like no symmetry to it. It's just so odd. Like the central Adidas badge, and then the Boro badge is just like there. I can't find any redeeming factors to this shirt at all. The Garmin sponsor is clean. That's the only positive I can come up with. I'd honestly say you're joking, aren't you, with this shirt? It's one of my least favorites.
Damn, yeah. You know what? I can see both points of view. I think this is another shirt that is very of its time. Like it screams like late noughties, early 2010s, because it's very Adidas template. And this was probably where Adidas got really lazy with Boro. What I don't like, it's not really about the home kit. Yeah. I don't care for that central badge at all. And the worst thing about it is it's on the away shirt as well. And there's no design elements that require the Adidas badge to be in the middle. I mean, to be fair, you could even get away with having it like on the side in this one. I know there's the kind of stroke of white, but it's very odd and awkward, I think. So I don't know. I would probably put this in bit naff. I think, that would be where I'm leaning on that one.
I'd be happy for this to go in bit naff. I understand mine's an unpopular opinion. I don't think it's quite bad enough to go in. You're joking, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I've looked at the other Adidas shirts after this while I was putting together our slideshow that we've got up as well, and I think there's so many worse Adidas shirts than this that would have to go in the bottom tier.
There definitely are.
That's a fair point.
Definitely are.
So, well, moving on to the next one. It's not Adidas. It's 2021, which is Hummel. What are we thinking of this one?
Yeah, I like this one, I do. And I'll tell you why I like it. It's the attention to detail, because although, again, V-neck, don't care for it, the fact that it's navy and then lined with white is perfect. And also the complementary kind of aspect, the fact that the sponsor is in navy as well, that would have pissed me off so badly if it was in black. So badly. So I love that Hummel did that. So I quite like it. Obviously, you've got the band there, you've got the Hummel chevrons, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for the Hummel chevrons. I know they're very iconic, but I don't really they don't move me. But I like the collar. The collar's got navy on it as well. The fit of it is awkward. I would say it's quite loose fitting. Hummel's actual fits of the kit weren't great, but I'm kind of just trying to look at the design point. I think it's a nice design shirt, even though the season itself wasn't great. I'm trying to disassociate from that. I quite like the design of it.
Matt, what are you thinking?
I'm with you on that, D. I think I like this one. They could have just put a white band on there and that'd be it, but I think the collar's a bit too. Is it black or is it navy? I think it is navy, isn't it? Is it the center
it's
of
navy,
the collar?
Yeah,
that's a bit much for me. But I think it's complemented nicely by the fact they've got it like down the side of the collars, like around the edge of the collars. I like. I am a sucker for like consistency, as you mentioned with 32 red as well. I really like the Hummel chevrons. I think they had a nice touch. There's just loads of little things going on with this Boro shirt. It's like there's enough detail there that I can like, but it's not overbearing either. Some kits can have so much on there. You're just like, what the hell are they doing? So yeah, this is a nice balance between smart with quite a few nice little details as well. So yeah, I don't know in regards to the other Hummel shirts, but it might be maybe my favorite one they did off the top of memory. Not sure, but I'd say nice design shirt for that one. I agree.
I'd have gone with bit naff for this one, to be honest.
Right.
I don't like navy on our shirts. I don't think that, and this is going to come back to bite me a little bit later, but I don't think that shade of blue belongs on a Boro home shirt. And I don't know, there was just something about the Hummel shirt, and it might be the chevrons on the sleeves. And I don't know if this is association to the bad times that we had under Hummel, but I was very hit and miss with all of the Hummel kits. And this was just one that I think I do own, and I think it's in a drawer somewhere, but it's one that I never really wear because I look at it and I'm like, I really don't want to be seen in that. So I'd have had it in Bitnaff, but I don't know. Like I'd settle for kind of like middle tier there.
Should we kind of compromise on this one then and put it in Out Daft? Even though I do think it's a nice design shirt, I'm going to maintain that opinion. But
I'm happy if you want it in nice design shirt. I'm happy for that. But yeah, it's done with me being under duress because not a fan of that one.
Well, we'll put it in nice design shirt. I think we'll just settle on that and have an asterisk over it that Tom does not want to be seen in shirt.
Next up, we have 98.99.
I don't know what this.
I've already started on it. Do not like this shirt. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the pattern of it. I don't mind Cellnet and BT Cellnet as a sponsor. Like, that is when I first started supporting Boro, and it was on all the shirts at that point. So for me, it's an iconic sponsor. And yeah, we've got the badge in the middle and the area badge.
It's huge.
Yeah, the badge is massive, and it's kind of like embroidered on, and the area one is printed on, and I don't know, like there's just stuff about this top that I just really don't like, and I remember the fabric of this top was not nice to be wearing. So yeah, for me that would go in Bitnaff, or you're joking, aren't you?
I'd agree. I think it's a bit naff. I don't know why, to be honest. I don't know why. I just look at it and I don't like it. I respect they've done something different with the bands being vertical, and I like that they fade out with the top and bottom of the shirt. I think that's quite a nice detail. I don't have much thoughts for the Cellnet sponsor because obviously it was before my time. Sorry to make you feel old again there, Tom. But
yeah, it's
fine. I guess because of that they've got to centralize the badges because of that. So they've limited themselves a bit there, but. I don't know. I just can't warm to this one, so I'd say a bit naff as well.
Another point, I'm looking at it on the slideshow that we've got, and I can see bobbling on it in the slideshow. Like, that is another.
Oh, I love the bobbling. I can't lie, this is so weird to me, but I love the bobbling because I think it's just so nostalgic. It just reminds me of throwback retro football shirts, and I just like it. But I can't get on board with the blasphemy about this kit. I like it. I do. There's just something about it. I like the collar. And I actually like the kind of white gradient fade out detail because it actually creates a slight bit of a band there. And I don't know, there's just something about this kit. I don't know whether it's because I class this kit. I'm born in July, so I technically don't have like a, birthday kit per se, but I class this as one of them because obviously I'm between seasons. So maybe I'm just like protective over it. But I actually really like this one. I know that I'm kind of outvoted here, but I probably... if I could create its own category, I probably would, because nice design shirt I would probably put it in that, but I know that you just don't agree, so I'm kind of I don't know what we can. Should we put it in Out Daft?
Because I don't feel strongly about this shirt, as in like, I absolutely think it's a bit rubbish. I'm just sort of like, there's a few things I can't warm to. So I'm happy to put it in the middle, Tom, if you are. It depends what you think.
Yeah, this is going to need an asterisk with it as well, because I would have had it. I would have had this as our first bottom tier one, to be honest. But
really?
there are a few kits in here which can also fill that criteria. And
there are.
Unless later on I find out you are massive fans of them, in which case, this is a debate to out there. But yeah.
Now Daft or Bit Naff?
Now Daft. I think that's is that a sensible middle ground?
I think to be fair and have a middle ground, it's now Daft.
Yeah, okie dokie. I'm a little bit upset, but I'm not going to cry too many tears.
Next up, we have 14-15, the playoff final one. I also
the Thunderbirds kit. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love this one. I like the fact that there's a different red on the body of the shirt and then a slightly different shade of red kind of on the sleeves and on the side. I love the sash. I think it makes it different. It kind of maintains a band aspect, but just changes it slightly. And what I really love the most is that outline of the Ramsden's logo. If there's one thing that I really, really like visually, it's an outline on text. Black outline just makes it pop. If it wasn't there, it would clash with the white. I think it's a perfect kind of design element. I really like it. I really like it. And even if I kind of sidestep my association to this season, because I loved this season, I do really like that kit. I would probably put it in, I don't know if I'd put it in Mint Man. Maybe.
I
don't know.
personally put this in nice design shirt, and it would have been, difficult to split between the top two. The one thing that's bringing this down for me is, and we'll be able to see it on the image that I've got, the logo through a few washes just crinkles so badly.
Mine's actually fading. Yeah, mine's fading.
I just think if that was a printed on logo rather than a printed on sponsor rather than an ironed on one, I think it would be Mint Man. But I think there's too many things that could go wrong with this kit, which would pull it down.
I think this is one of the greatest Boro kits of all time. That's where I'm gonna leave my point. I love it. It's just so striking. It's so unique. I love the diagonal sash band, whatever you want to call it. Again, Dania, I really appreciate the black outline on the Ramsdens because that could have been an easy mistake to make that they didn't. And obviously, the Boro badge fits perfectly onto the white as well, with the sort of white Adidas badge on the other side. I've got no issues with this kit at all. I can't fault it in any which way. So for me, is it the best one of all time? I don't know. Probably today, I'd say it's one of them. So I'd put it in Mint Man. I absolutely love.
You know what? If you want to put this in Mint Man, happy for that, because I can understand I'm being quite picky with the one thing that's dragging it down. But I love this.
It's valid
kit.
though. It is valid because I've got one George Friend on the back, obviously, and the sponsor is coming off. So I'm scared to wear this now because the more wears, the more washes, the more likelihood that Ramsden's is just going to come straight off. And to be fair, I have seen versions of this kit where the Ramsden's is just fully, it's like disintegrated.
Yeah.
So yeah, but from a design element, I probably would put it in Mint Man. I'm not going to lie.
If you could wear it more often and washing wasn't an issue, it probably would be Mint Man.
I'd wear it every day of the week if I could. That's so Mint Man.
I think we're pretty happy to put that in Mint Man then.
Yeah. Next up, we have 99 2000. This, I'm going to say, is another one that I absolutely hate. And another candidate for me that I'm putting in. You're joking, aren't you? I think I don't like the navy outline on it. I don't know where the white's going. I don't like the embroidered on Boro badges. I will say that. And the collar's just a bit weird for me as well. Even the area logo just seems strange to me on that because it's a different design than everything else. That is bottom two for me, and I would put it in bottom one if I could.
I wouldn't go as far as you're joking, aren't you? But I would say a bit enough. I think them big thick stripes or accents, whatever you want to call them, whether they are blue or black, again for me, I can't quite tell if they are navy, whatever you want to say. Too much, way too much. They are too thick. They are not subtle. I mean, they could have at least dulled down on the collar because that is just big. That's just a big, thick, dark color, and it just. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to say that, that's a Boro shirt, that isn't a Boro shirt. But for me, that's one of the few I look at and I say, that's not a Boro shirt for me. It just isn't.
I don't know what it is. Like,
yeah, I don't know what they were going for.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a valid point or even it makes any sense to say that's not a Boro shirt to me. But I think there's just them big, thick strokes of white and blue or black or whatever it is just too much. So I'd put it in a bit naff. It's not one of my favorites at all.
I completely understand what you're saying. I like it though. I just like how it looks. I think black on a Boro kit or navy on a Boro kit, especially black, or just like a little bit of it, a dash of it. I mean, that's more than a dash, obviously. Is very good, and I just like how it pulls together. I do understand though it doesn't look like a Boro kit, so I can kind of understand that, and I can kind of maybe put like now. This is hard. I would probably maybe like, for me, now daft, because it's okay. I do quite like it, but not like not massively so. But if you guys don't like it, I'm okay with putting it in bit naff. It won't break me emotionally to do that.
I feel like bit naff's probably the middle ground here because we've got a full spectrum going from you joking on you to now daft. So probably bit naff is where it's fair to put it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sounds. Next up, 22-23, the Grandad collar shirt.
The Grandad collar. I love this collar. I actually really like this collar. I don't have this shirt, and I'm really good that I don't, because I want it. Obviously, the Unibet sponsor is ugly, but I really enjoy it. Like, not the sponsor. I really enjoy the design of the shirt. I like the cuffs. Smart, well designed. On the version that we saw when Fabrizio Ravanelli randomly just appeared in Middlesbrough, probably put his CV in for the manager's job. The photo of him wearing that, the badge is like halfway into the North Sea. On the version that we're looking at, it looks a little bit more centered to the left, but the spacing of the badge on at least that photo that we saw, the promotional picture, is so odd. And I don't know if anyone else is the same who actually owns this shirt, but I do like it. I like how it just pops with the red and the white. And people don't like the black sponsor in Boro kits, but as I said, just a pop of black really makes it stand out. And I quite enjoy this shirt. It's probably my favourite of recent years, I would say. I would put this in nice design shirt.
I'd completely agree with that. Just looking at it, the black does stand out. And I think with Boro shirts as well, there's something about having a certain shade of red. And I think that kind of fits the shade of red that I'm looking at. It's quite bright. It stands out. I don't like it as much where we have a much lighter red or like a much darker red. I think this is in the middle and just about where it should be. So for me, that's nice design shirt as well.
Yeah, I'm willing to agree. I'd have been a bit more in the middle because I really didn't like the shirt when it dropped. And I don't know if it was because it just looked like, no offense to Fabrizio Ravanelli, because he's a legend, of course he is, but I didn't like him modeling it. I don't know why. But then when I look back at the shirt and I see the players who wore it, maybe again it's association, but it does look, this shirt looking at does bring me a little bit of happiness. And I do like the collar. The collar's the one big thing I really like. I guess it's in that territory with shirts where a sponsor can sometimes do damage to a shirt. And so it's like, do you look past the sponsor or do you not? But it is a part of it. And I think the Unibet sponsor does sort of ruin this shirt a little bit because it is so tall and square. It's like stuck to the top and the bottom of the band. So you've got like a huge bit of white space either side. If it was like a more thinner, wider sponsor, I think it could honestly transform the shirt and it could look 10 times better. But it's grown on me over the years. I will say that. So
I've never noticed that about the sponsor though. It does kind of look like someone's hitting middle on alignment in like Microsoft Word or something, and it's all just
because it's the three lines of it, isn't it? If you got rid of the dots, like I'm happy with just having the player's safety first and the Unibet, but the dots in between the two of them makes it really like it's like chunky but not wide. It's more like
it's like narrow, isn't it? It's narrow, isn't it? Yeah, I found that problem with all of Unibets. Yeah, that's been the problem with Unibet sponsors since we've got them in, to be honest. But other than that, I'm willing to put it in a nice design shirt if you guys are as well. It's grown on me, that one.
Yeah.
Next up, or 2 or 3. Not to be confused with or 3 or 4.
This is
thinking about this one. I agree, bit naff. Like, there's nothing. It's just shit. There's nothing really going on it. Like, I don't know what the club was thinking or what area was thinking for like this shirt and the next one. Even though the next one's always going to have the context of the Carling Cup final attached to it, and people are going to love it because of that. I love it because of that. But with the designs of these two shirts, I'm just like, what were we thinking with them? Because there's absolutely nothing going on. And how long are the sleeves in the photo that we've got?
Oh God, yeah. They are.
Honestly, I don't want to sound stupid, but it's too red. Like for me, Boro is red and white. Like there's obviously white in there, but it's so subdued and subtle. You've got like the white piping going across and down the sleeves, but like it just does nothing to me. It doesn't stand out. It just doesn't move me at all. So it's shit, but it's not hideous. So I'd probably put it in bit naff.
Yeah, it's not an ugly shirt, is it? But it's boring. There's not much going on there. I do feel like this is the sort of shirt area must have thrown together in about 10 minutes. Like, you can't tell me they spent hours and hours and hours going through multiple versions and iterations of this shirt, and this is what they come to at the end. Like, it's just not. So it probably is the definition of bit naff, I would say.
Yeah, I would actually say, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I think did you pick up the wrong one there, or oh
No.
That is me confusing it with all 3 or 4.
You said you wouldn't, Tom.
Easily done. It's so easily done.
Next up, we have the first of the wine gum kits, 12-13.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Joking, aren't you?
I'm sorry.
Can this go in the bottom tier?
As I said with Unibet, sometimes you have to look past the design of the shirt, and it can be absolutely destroyed by the sponsor. And that sponsor, I think it would ruin the most beautiful of shirts, unless the kit colours were naturally green.
It put me off wine gum for 2 years.
Yeah, that's horrendous. I can't look past the Ramsden's sponsor. I'm sorry. It's green. It's horrible. And because it's green, and the You're Joking Aren't You tee is green, it would fit nicely in that. So stick it in that.
See, I'd put it in bit naff only because I feel like there's a worse one. There's a few worse ones than this. The actual design of it is fine. It's literally just the sponsor. So I'd put it in bit naff, but I can see why you would put it in You're Joking, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, like, everyone hates the wine gum. I've never heard anyone say a positive thing about the wine gum on the shirt. But also with this one, what's the white band doing? Because it just kind of like droops down in the middle.
I wouldn't say I quite like that, but I appreciate that it's a little bit different. It's not just straight on.
And the trim around it looks like the shirt's inside out.
That's true, actually. My dad's definitely worn this inside out. I just know it.
I still think this is our first bottom tier one.
I'm quite okay with putting it there.
Yeah.
Next up, 05-06, the UEFA Cup shirt. UEFA Cup final shirt, sorry. I would really have like this in Mint Man.
Same. Straight off the bat, same. I love the fact that the band kind of bleeds into the sleeve and down the side of the shirt. I like the kind of black kind of pattern that kind of details the band as well. It's so iconic. It's one of those that is just instantly like, this is a Middlesbrough shirt.
You know what else I really like about this one? The fact that white bit that bled down the side of the shirt went onto the shorts as well.
Agreed.
The white stripe on the short. Yeah, this is another one that I will still wear now. I think I literally bought this off Classic Football Shirts, so I could wear it again. So, yeah, I'd still put it in Mint Man. Matt, what are you thinking?
Dana knows from the times we've chatted about Boro shirts, this is the one I just want to get my hands on, and I've never been able to. I said earlier about the 14-15 shirt being one of the greatest. I think this is the greatest, to be honest. As you said, this is a Boro shirt. It just is. And how many shirts have had a band that then bleeds down the side of the shirt, and then also it's the same with the shorts. Like, it's that little bit of detail that makes me go, yeah, they've put so much effort and thought into this shirt. So I'd love it even if it was just a shirt we got relegated in, but because we got to the UEFA Cup final and so many iconic players wore it, yeah, this is like one of the ultimate Boro shirts for me. It's got to be in Mint Man. It's got to be.
Yeah, and this is where the sponsor really works with it as well. Like the 888.com is perfect. I'm very fortunate to have this shirt because I think my mum and dad got it when I was younger, before I liked football, and they must have thought, oh, we got to get our Dana this. So they got me it. They got my sister one as well. I think I've got the hand-me-down version because the version that I actually got doesn't fit me anymore. But I'm very happy that I've got this shirt. Matt, I know that you don't have it and you really want it, so
I'm going to steal it from you.
Yeah, you got to steal it from Bodge in the Dundas. Just go and see if Bodge has one. But I think we're all in agreement there, aren't we? Mint Man.
You know what? I don't actually think I bought this off Classic Football Shirts. I think I got it off Elliot. former Boro Breakdown Podcast
Yeah.
host.
Boro Breakdown alum.
Right, next we have 2122, another Hummel kit. And this is, it looks like the one with Transporter on it.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was never a massive fan of this shirt, but I also don't hate it. So for me, it kind of goes in the middle. Even though I know now Daft would indicate they've not really taken any risks and played it safe. They've got the Transporter design on it. It's just, it was just meh to me.
It's just fine, I think. I've got no reason to love it, no reason to really dislike it. I appreciate the Transporter pattern in the background. And I guess the 32 red sponsor looks better than Unibet, for example. As I was saying earlier, it's a bit wider, it fits the band a bit more. Proportionally, it's better. But I've not got much reason to say I love this shirt either. So I'd say Now Daft as well, Tom. Maybe nice design shirt, maybe.
Yeah, I hate the fit of this shirt. I don't like the collar either. The fit of it was just very droopy.
Oh yeah, the collar was weird on this one.
Yeah, it just disappears. Like, to be fair, I think we've seen that in the kits in the noughties. I mean, the kit that we just ranked actually as Mintman has a collar that kind of disappears in the same way, but I don't like it. I'm a big advocate for like patterns within a Boro shirt in the detailing, but I just don't like this one. The Transporter is obviously something that's iconic to Middlesbrough, but it's something that I don't really care for. The thing barely is open. A gust of wind and it's closed, and it's like redundant. So yeah, like I don't know. I think this is probably between Now Daft and Bit Naff, I would say.
Should we go with Now Daft? Just I think we've all said that, and
we're in the middle, aren't we?
Yeah.
Meet in the middle.
Next up, 0607. Is it the final 888.com one? I think it was, and it's got the gold trim on it.
I think it's maybe is it a step down from the UEFA Cup final shirt? Maybe. I mean, it's not too different. It's not too different in terms of like obviously same band, same sponsor. It doesn't droop down. The shoulders being white, I quite like as well. I've never been quite sure on how I feel about the gold. You know, I've never been sure about how I feel, whether I like that or not. So it's between nice design shirt and Now Daft for me.
I'd say Bit Naff.
Oh.
That was that controversial. I wasn't expecting that reaction. Yeah, I know it's a commemorative shirt. It's like 20 years since the 1986, but I don't care for the gold. I don't really like the white across the sleeves as well, the top of the sleeves. I don't care for it. All in all, to be honest, it's not a design that I particularly like.
I'd personally go straight down the middle of where you have landed here, because I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I'd have it in Now Daft. I can see what we've done with the gold piping for the 20th anniversary. I did wonder about that as a kid when this was first out, because I hadn't paid attention to why that gold was there. I think the away kit from this year was white and gold as well. Which if we're doing an away kit video anytime soon, that for me is bottom tier, because horrendous. But yeah, for me this would go Now Daft.
Yeah, we'll put it there.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
10-11 next, and I honestly can't tell you how much I hate this shirt.
Starting with a positive,
right? Some, we might get some hate I might get some hate in the comments for this one, because people are going to look at it going, it's not got a sponsor on it. It's got a collar with like the buttons on it and stuff like that, and it looks proper smart. I have reasons for not liking the shirt, and it came out when I was in college, and I think I've actually got about 4 different versions of this shirt, and it was due to I bought one. I think season ticket holders might have got a free one or something that season. I'm sure I ended up with like a a free version of this shirt for some reason, and I think I might have bought like a long sleeved one before like football training at college or something, because I went to Boro College. It was right over the river, and I think it might have been on clearance, and I had like £5 EMA, so I went and bought this in the long sleeve version. But yeah, there's just not much I like about this shirt. I'd be happy to put it in bit naff, but because the reasons I really dislike it are kind of personal to me, and I get if people think the design's nice and stuff like that, because it's just kind of very basic, I would say. But this is just kind of standard Adidas template shirt for me, and I remember it being quite thick as well as a fabric.
I like this. For the longest time, this was one of my favourite Boro shirts, but I don't think it's aged very well for me because firstly, my buttons fell off, so that was nice. I'm pretty sure on the inside of the shirt there was a spare button and that fell off as well, so I don't have the buttons anymore. Thanks, Adidas. But this was when we had like a sponsorship identity crisis, didn't we? We like, it was like a conveyor belt of different ones we had that season. I think it's the pure definition of now daft for me.
Yeah, I think it's that or bit naff. I mean, it's an Adidas template with a nice collar. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I always feel a little bit worse about this shirt because of both, as a bit like what Tom said, the time at that time as a Boro fan, but also I've got the Threads of History portrait with all the Boro shirts on it, and they've stuck the wine gum on that shirt. That's the sponsor they chose to put on there. So I instantly always look at that and go, oh my God, it's got the wine gum on it, which just always brings it down. I'm happy to put it, I'd say a bit naff for me. I don't feel much for this shirt either way.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy to put it in a bit naff.
Next up, 15-16. I'd say this is like an iconic one as well. The promotion shirt, I know it's not got the white band on it. They took a bit of a risk with the collar and the trim, I think, because it was almost like a polka dot kind of design contained within a line. I really like this shirt. They've got the two shades of red in the middle and around it, like they had the previous season, and then obviously there's the connotations that go with it that we got promoted in this shirt. I see this shirt, I see Stuani and Kike and Dave Nugent. So, yeah, don't know what you think of it.
I can't help but put it in mint, man. I just love it too much. Association might be taking over. Heart might be ruining the head with this one. I still do think it's a lovely shirt, though. I think that the pinstripes, like the white pinstripes going down the centre, are a lovely little touch. I think had they done that across the entire shirt, it would have been too much and it'd have been probably a little bit hideous. But the fact they've just kind of stuck it down the front of the torso, I really like. And was this like a slightly... It's one of the more darker red Boro shirts we've had, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of like it for that as well. So yeah, for all them reasons, I can't really fault it, to be honest. So it's mint, man, for me. I always have a special place for this shirt. It's probably the Boro shirt I've worn the most in my life. I mean, the Ramsden's logos fell off, unfortunately, now. So I'm actually looking for a replacement version of this shirt that I can just hang up because I love it that much.
I wouldn't put it in mint, man. I'd probably put it in nice design shirt. I think if you're going to go away from a band, this is how you do it. The pinstripe is not a design that Boro have had before in their kits, so I quite like that they did that and they did it well. I also appreciate the little polka dot trim that they've got going on because it's on the bottom, it's on the sleeve cuffs, it's on the collar as well. I would probably put this in nice design shirt because I don't think it quite touches mint, man, for me, although I like the kit and I obviously like the season that it's associated to, but I think it sits quite nicely for me in nice design shirt.
I'd be happy for it to go a nice design shirt, and for the reason is I really like the shirt, and then as Matt's just said with his, the Ramsden's has fallen off it. I know this is a reason that I said the season before should be a nice design shirt. I think this actually looks worse when the Ramsden's peels off it than the other Ramsden's shirt. So I'm happy for this to go a nice design shirt, personally.
I'll bite my tongue. Go on then. I don't feel great about it, but okay.
He's crying on the inside.
I really liked this next one at the time, 08-09.
Naff. It's just
it was the first Boro shirt that I got. I had Multi 9 on the back. My badge fell off.
Oh, can we please just have Dana's name as Multi for the next season?
No, the badge fell off. It was felt. I remember either the lion fell off or the badge just fully left the chat. But I quite like it. Again, that's another one that's very of its time. It's very late noughties. I like the fact that the piping then just blends really well into like kind of scooping in of the badge and of the band, sorry, and then it bleeds onto the shirt again. I like it. I know we got relegated in this kit, but I'm going to ignore that for a second. It's probably in and out daft for me because I like it, but I don't like it enough for it to be a nice design shirt.
I'd agree with that placement of it. I see this kit and I think when we beat Man City 8-1, and I feel like it was the end of that season, it might have came out early. Like one of the first and only times Boro have ever done that is they brought it out a couple of games early, maybe, or they wore it on the last game of the season. So I see this shirt and think of Afonso Alves scoring a hat-trick in it. Before we, sold all of his service before the next season, and we'll die on that hill because he could have been great for us. But
agree with that. Actually,
I'd kind of go straight down the middle with this one.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that as well. I think as a design, it's a bit naff, but I do have that little bit of association as you guys mentioned at the end of that season, the 8-1, etc. So that probably just bumps it up to now daft for me. But I don't have much feelings towards this shirt one way or the other.
Next up, another wine gum shirt, 11-12. For me, anything with a wine gum goes in You're Joking, Aren't You? Especially this one, because I feel like I liked I think it was described as the white yoke on the collars, on the shoulders at the time. Looking back on it now, I can't see what I ever saw in it. Yeah, that would go bottom tier for me.
Yeah, I have this. I don't know why I have this. I've got it with Emnes on the back. I don't really care for it. It's one of those where, unfortunately, around this time, Adidas was serving us some really shit templates, and then we were kind of getting a double whammy with a really shit sponsor. So I would probably put it in. I'd probably put it in You're Joking, Aren't You?
Yeah, I'm happy to go with both. I don't feel as strongly against the design of the shirt if I took the wine gum off. I don't mind it so much, but I can't justify any Boro shirt having that wine gum on it and not being in the bottom tier. So I'm happy to do that.
I actually prefer that. I prefer that design, the design of the other wine gum shirt to that one. The one with the actual band and not on the shoulder, but they're both ugly because of that horrific Ransom sponsor.
Next up, 23-24.
Oh God, burn it with fire, please.
Yeah,
see, I was going to say bit naff and thought I might be in a minority there, but like it sounds like you might want to push for another You're Joking, Aren't You spot.
Me and Matt hate this shirt. Me and Matt have been haters of this shirt since it dropped. It's just so bad. I hate the collar situation going on there. I hate the white panels. It's one of those shirts where the kind of sponsor situation is very high up. The only good thing about it is the sleeve cuffs and the navy, white and red that's going on there. That kind of played a part in our graphics for that season because that was probably the only element of that shirt that was good. The rest of it is absolutely awful. I hate it. For me, that goes straight in You're Joking, Aren't You?
I'm happy to go with that.
I'd create its own tier. I'd put it in the bin. I'd set fire to it. I'd honestly, the band or whatever they're trying to do is just the worst. Like either make the white bands really thin or really thick, or just go with a full band. It's like they got stuck in the middle. So like the band's very close to the badge. It's also like the Unibet sponsors squeezed in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it doesn't complement the Unibet sponsor at all because it is just plonked in the middle and there's nothing going on either side of it. It's just awkward. The band is horrendous. The collar is terrible. Oh, God, I hate this shirt so much.
I think it's
Oh.
very, very obvious that this is going in. You're joking, aren't you?
You know, I didn't think I felt that strongly about this shirt going into it. Definitely not as much as you two, but thinking back, this is one shirt that I just never bothered to buy. I think we just must have had a much better. In fact, I think we did. We had a much better away shirt that season, so I was just like, "Well, buy that instead."
I actively didn't buy this shirt. Basically.
It's bad.
Next one is one of my all-time favourites, 97-98.
I'd never wear this. This is probably the first time that I'm wearing this. One time of maybe like 3 times in total that I have. I like it. I do like it. It just goes really well. Again, you've got the kind of black outline between the band. Really like that. It just places it perfectly. Then you've got the black Cellnet sponsor in between it. You've got the black on the sleeve cuffs, black on the collar, white on the collar as well, red. It's just visually, I think it's very pleasing to me, this one. So I'd probably put it in nice design shirt.
I'd personally have it in Mintman for all the reasons that you said, the badges being central. This is one that I constantly look out for to buy, and it's always between about 150 to 200 quid on classic football shirts. And sadly, this wasn't.
Of course.
Sadly, this
Classic
wasn't
football
one of
shirts.
the ones that I picked up through COVID when I had a lot of disposable income because I wasn't, going outside. So, yeah, this is one that is constantly top on my wish list, and I think it might also be the away kit from the same season, which is as well. But yeah, this is top tier for me.
I'd say nice design shirt. I think when we were talking earlier about the 99-2000 shirt and how the navy or the black on there was just way too much. I agree with Dana. I do like a bit of black on a Boro shirt. This is just the right amount. I like the black around the band. It works nicely with the Cellnet sponsor, and I also like that they've carried that over with the end of the sleeves and the collar. It's just the right amount of red, white, and black, and it's really simple as well. It's just a very simple, smart shirt, I would say. So I think it's a nice design shirt.
Yeah, I think what would put it in Mintman for me is just a little bit of subtle patterning within the red, I think.
Yeah.
Like another tyre mark.
To be fair, yeah, basically. This kind of has it in a way. It's kind of got a horizontal, not horizontal, like a diagonal shimmer on it. So a little bit more than that. A kind of better pattern. I think I'd probably put it in Mintman, but I'm quite happy to put it in nice design shirt if everyone is agreement of that.
It's in some good company in nice design shirt, to be fair. So I can't be too unhappy that you don't agree with me, Mintman suggestion there. Like it's got some good shirts next to it. This is the one that's going to split us. It's going to split the comments. 16-17, the Premier League shirt with the white sash and the bright blue trim. Who wants to start first on this?
I feel like Dana's dying.
Complete and utter disdain. There is evil in the fabric of this fugly kit. I hate it. The fact that we came back to the Premier League wearing that abomination is disgusting. It is honestly so bad. Like, Watford had this template for an away kit and it worked. For a home kit, this is horrendous. It's so bad. Like, I don't know what's going on with that sash. Why is it there? Why is it there? Like, for people that have a little protruding stomach situation going on, that's so unflattering, and I don't like it. I hate the blue. I just don't. I hate this kit. This is like my version of Matt saying like put the 23-24 one in the bin and set it on fire. This is like my version of that. I hate it.
That was exactly the sort of answer I was hoping for when I said who wants to start first. Matt, what do you want to say about this kit?
Oh, Dana's going to kill me. I don't mind this shirt. I don't love it. I'm not putting it in the GOAT tier with some of the beauties that we've talked about. I don't know why, but I've always just had a soft spot for this shirt. And I don't even think it's anything to do with the Premier League either. The tone of red I like. I don't mind the band where it is. I think it's a bit different. I kind of like it. The blue's a bit bright. If it was maybe a bit darker, I think it would look even nicer. So I'm not going overboard. Listen, I don't know if it is a nice design shirt. It's between that and Out Daft for me, but
Okay.
I don't hate it like Dana does. And I can see she's very disappointed in me.
Yeah, I've never been disappointed. I mean, I'm about to be disappointed in another person as well, because I know Tom.
I've just been thinking while Matt's been talking there as to the reasons why I like this shirt, and I don't think it's much to do with the design. I would personally have this in Out Daft. It is a shirt that it's definitely not in the top 10 shirts that I'll wear. But if I'm ever needing a shirt to go out and play football on a Sunday, and I see this one, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll wear that one, because I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. What I do like about the Adidas kits in particular is when you wear them, and especially when you wear them to play football in, they feel like a football kit. Whereas some of the ones, like say the Cellnet one in Mintman, I'd love to be able to wear that one for football, but that is very much I'll wear it in winter over some Under Armour, because it's like just thick. This one, yeah, I quite like wearing it to play football in, and that is pretty much my reason. Like, other than the fact that I didn't mind the design anyway. I don't know, something about the blue adds something to it, which this is why I said earlier it'll come back to bite me when I said about the navy. I don't like navy on a Boro shirt. I actually don't mind this shade of blue. So yeah, I'm very aware that this is going to split anyone who watches this video, and it's already split us. But it would go in Out Daft for me. It doesn't go any higher than that, but
I'd agree. Yeah, I'd say Out Daft, but Dana has control over the tier list. So I don't. To be fair, Tom, I don't think we've got a choice. To be honest, we need to let her have this one. I think.
You know what? I can't. I'd love to know what the comments think about that kit. I actually would. I mean,
I think most people hate it.
Yeah, with good reason. It's so bad. Honestly, I was disassociating there for a second because it just looking at it. Oh. Get that off my screen.
Skip to the next slide. Sorry, Matt, what were you saying?
I was just going to say it was paired with one of the best away kits of all time, which we could probably talk about if we did an away kit version. So that might balance it out for some people.
Next up, 95-96. For me, Out Daft. And it's just very kind of like middle of the park meh to me.
This is another one that's classic. Love the collar.
There's also the subtle patterns, isn't there, in the shirt? You mentioned it.
Yes, there is. Yeah, I don't have this shirt to hand, but if I blow up this picture, just make it bigger. Yeah, I think it's the transporter and the Boro badge, isn't it? I love that. They need to bring that back, normalize that more, have patterns within the shirt like that, repeated patterns. The Boro badge repeated, the transporter repeated. Yeah, I do like it. I would probably put it in a nice design shirt.
I agree. I think the little touches within the background of the shirt, the pattern, I think elevates it. And I'm a big fan of the collar on this one. Everything else I think is fine, but them things take it up for a nice design for me.
I'm happy for it to go in there. I'm not as big a fan of all the subliminal patterns as you guys are. For me, it's one that just doesn't have a lot going on, but obviously that's something that plays into your decision making. So happy for it to go there. 0304, and speaking of having to disassociate it from things, this is probably the biggest example of that. The one we won the Carling Cup in. As a shirt, I would say it's another one that doesn't have a lot going for it. It's that couple of years where it just seemed like someone was like, "Have you done the design for the Boro shirt? It's due tomorrow." And I'm like, oh, shit, like put something together. Like, it's just a red shirt with white piping on it, but it obviously means so much more. So it'd have to go between Out Daft and Bit Naff for me, but I don't think I can put it in Bit Naff considering it's the one we won the Carling Cup in.
I can put it in Bit Naff, and I feel like I'm allowed to because I was 4 when we won.
I was there. That's how old I am.
I was 4. I mean, I only acquired a memory in 2008, so for me, I was barely alive. So I can kind of take the emotion out of it because I don't have the emotion to start with, or the personal emotion anyway, because I wasn't there. So I probably would put it in a bit naff. From a design standpoint, there's not a lot going for it. The white piping is there, but again, it's one of those work kits that's just a bit too red for me, and there's not a lot of white on it. Like, there is white on it, it's just too subtle, too reduced. I feel like it needs to have a little bit more white.
I will
on
say
it,
as well, though, when you watch the Carling Cup highlights back, and it might just be because of that day and the lighting of the indoor stadium, as a whole kit, I think it actually looks quite good, like the shade of red all the way down the kit. Matt, interested to hear what you think of this one.
I'm having the biggest internal battle right now because my head's telling me that it's actually a pretty naff design, because it is, it's a red shirt with a chunky red collar, and the piping is just awkwardly placed. I don't quite know what they're doing with it, but how can you not love this shirt? I mean, I was lucky that one of my earliest memories as an 8-year-old was the Carling Cup final. I can't remember any Boro game before it. So it was my first real memory, and this was the first shirt I remember ever seeing. So I'm trying so hard to not let that rule my head, because it is just a very bog standard shirt. So I'd say I'd put it in Nout Daft for the design, but I feel like I'm just doing it an injustice because it means so much to me. So I'm taking a step back from this one. I can't make the decision. I'm on the fence. I've got splinters up my ass.
You are the fence.
I think if we're talking about like the very definition though of Nout Daft and playing it safe, it probably fits into that. And I know, like I just said earlier, it looks like someone rushed out the day before it was due, but if you're doing that and putting together a shirt, that is probably the definition of it, and what you'd go with, so that no one really wants to complain about the design of it. Like, there's not too much. There's probably too little, but yeah, I think it can be allowed with the context of it.
I'm quite happy to put it in Nout Daft.
Go on then. Yeah.
This used to be one of my favourite shirts that's coming up next. It's 2000 to 2001. And I remember getting this for, it must have been like my 7th or 8th birthday party. I think it must have been 8th. And I had the same issue with it that I had when I bought it during COVID, in that it is not made for someone with an average size head. And I mean, haters will say,
I get what you mean.
Haters will say I have a big head, and I might agree with that. But I bought this during COVID, and I was like, oh man, like I've got this shirt that I absolutely love from my childhood. I put it on, and I could not get my head through it. And like, I had to butter up the collar to get my head through, and there's other parts of the shirt that I just really like the black badge in the middle of the upper white band, the black piping around it, the black piping around the kind of white yoke on the shoulders, the collar. But I also remember this shirt being itchy as, and
yeah, the away kit is. The away kit's the black one, right?
I've never had the away kit. I've always wanted it, but I know it's just going to be exactly the same as this one. But I can't get my head through it, and it would make me itch. So
the material is very itchy. It's like netty, and it's not the best. But the design is very good.
I remember my style at the time as an 8-year-old was wearing some Adidas tracky bottoms and footy trainers. And if I'd get invited to like a birthday party at Wacky Warehouse or Fun City or something, there was always the fear in me that because it was all nylon and this was thick nylon, I was going to go down that drop slide and catch on fire, because someone had told me that nylon catches fire down the slide. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But
just in flames at the bottom of the bloody ball pit.
I'm so torn on where to put this shirt, because I like the design, but I I hate it as a shirt.
I like the design. I do. I like the black, what you mentioned. I like the fact that the band is like, it's separated, isn't it? You've got like the the red line between. If the red line wasn't there, I think the band would look really bad. I think. Take that away.
Really big as well.
Yeah, it'd look really big, really awkward given that the badge is placed within it. I do like it. Again, like the black just makes a Boro kit look really good. I like on the collar as well. You can see the detail of like the red, the white, and the black. So quite like that too. And on the sleeve cuffs as well. I'd probably put this in nice design shirt personally, even though the material was a bit itchy.
Yeah, it just squeezes in there for me. There's things I love and things I don't.
Through the collar.
See, I love the collar. That's the one thing I love the most about this shirt. And I love the sleeves as well. The end of the sleeves and the collar match perfectly. I'm not a fan of what's going on the shoulders. That could just be the way the image is, though, to be honest. It might look much better on. It might have looked better on the players. The band is nice. As Dana said, yeah, that red line through the middle makes all the difference. And the black Boro badge, I quite rate that as well. I don't know if we've done that much on other shirts, but yeah, I'd say it's not a shirt I feel that much emotion for. Or there's also, I think, a subtle stripe pattern in the background as well. I've just noticed, which
it looks like it
adds a little bit to it as well. So yeah, nice design shirt. I've been won over by it.
Yeah, if we're talking just design, sure. If we're talking how the shirt actually is. Next up, 13-14, and this is another one that I really like, and I feel like you are going to hate.
No, you do not like this.
It's
you
dreadful.
Can't like this.
I like the pattern around the top in terms of the white, the black Adidas stripes, and the black Adidas logo, and the fact that Ramsden's isn't surrounded by anything or doesn't have currency and massive block capitals next to it or anything. But yeah, for me, and you know what, I've just got fond memories of playing FIFA and having an unbeatable team wearing this kit. So for me, this goes a nice design shirt.
Oh, Dana, please.
No, I hate it. It's so visually disfeated. It's making my toes curl. You know what it looks like? The white on it looks like if a sports bra met some armbands. The way that is so awkward to me. And the black, like obviously I've really, really banged the drum about how black makes a Boro kit better. But in this case, I don't like it because it's just the layering of it. I don't like it. I really don't. This for me is you joking, aren't you? I would say I really just don't like this kit.
Harsh.
I'd probably stick it in the fire with the 23-24 shirt, to be honest. The white is just too much. I mean, it's like it's in the
What is
center
going on there?
It's in the center of the collar, then it's on the shoulders, then it isn't, then it's awkwardly back out again. And then I don't think you can normally go wrong with like the Adidas stripes. But they've actually managed to go wrong with the Adidas stripes. Like, why is it over the initial bit of white? And then it sort of disappears under the other bit. I'm like, what's going on? It's like they had a shirt in Photoshop, but then they accidentally started knocking the layers around and stuff was above stuff it shouldn't have been. And it's all just wrongly ordered. And there's just too much white. There's just too much. And it looks very close to the Ramsden sponsor as well.
It is.
There's so much wrong with this shirt. And you know what else I'd say as well, looking at it? The Boro badge looks lost for me. It just looks lost in all the white. It's disappearing into all the white, and then there's them big, ugly, thick black stripes above it. It's just awful. Like, there's just nothing. God, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's a nice design shirt, then.
No, it's not. What are we going to do with this one?
This one needs burning as well.
I feel like you are both, you're joking on your nice design shirt probably has to go a bit naff to meet nearly in the middle, but it's nowhere near the middle.
I think bit naff's too kind, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this has got double asterisks over it that me and Matt would just rip this shirt to shreds, I think. It's so bad.
Right, down to the final six, and next up is 17-18, Ramsden's currency.
Is it a Middlesbrough kit or is it a Ramsden's currency kit? That is the question.
That is the question, and it is a question that no one actually knows the answer to because Ramsden's currency is that predominant on the kit. For me, this is another one that is actually nice to wear while playing football, but that is the only redeeming factor of it for me. It is in the bottom two tiers.
It's a bit naff, I think. I don't. There is a part of it I really like. I like the simplicity of the collar, sleeves, and the stripes going down the side. I think it's smart, but my God, the band's too big. The band is too big. I mean, you could land a flipping plane on that thing. It is that wide. So I'd edge it towards being a nice design shirt, but maybe ruined by the huge band, which probably makes me say it's now daft.
I kind of I'm kind of with you on that because the design of it I quite like. I mean, they've switched it up Adidas. They've not put the Adidas tram lines down the sleeves. It's down the side of the shirt, which is different. I just, again, what you said about the simplicity of it, I like it, but it is ruined by the sponsor. I appreciate that they put the sponsor in red, so visually it works well. I don't know. I would probably put it in bit naff just because of the sponsor. I think it bumps it down quite a bit for me. It is on the boring side, but it's smart and simple, but well done, minus the sponsor. It's a weird one.
I remember there was quite a bit of backlash about the sponsor at the time, wasn't there?
Yeah, I remember the reveal of it. They had some random like marching band outside the Riverside. It wasn't a marching band, but just loads of kids dancing for some reason. And just out in that. I wonder if Chunky was a part of the dancing band. But there was I just remember the actual like photo of the kit that I saw was just a random snapshot of some random kid dancing with the Boro kit on. So it was just a strange presentation and reveal of it. I don't know. I think this one, because of the sponsor, it's probably in bit naff. I don't think I could put it in out daft.
I'd agree with bit naff.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Final five, and next up we have or 1 or 2. I would say bit naff for this one.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't think there's much to say about this one. It's just a red shirt with white piping on it, and there's not even much going on with the collar or the trim on the sleeves. So yeah, unless you have any other arguments for it or against it, Matt.
It's like the or 2, or 3, or 3 or 4 shirts without the sentiment. It's a boring shirt that means not that much to me, and it was just before my time, so I care little for this shirt. So I'd say meh, bit naff.
It was a nice shirt to wear. I remember wearing it to the 2002 FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal at Old Trafford, but that is about my only memory of the shirt.
Yeah, I'd put it in bit naff as well. I think this is where area just... and yeah, it's Everton. I mean, it's so boring.
There's 3 years of assigning shirts to the intern.
Yeah.
Basically. 1920, Hummel top. What are we thinking?
Oh, this is a homage to the 1988 to 1990 shirt, I believe. I don't like it.
I don't.
I'll be so honest, I don't like it. It's just... there's just something that I can't quite verbalize about it that I don't like. The best that I can give you is that I just don't like it. I'd probably put it in bit naff.
Yeah, I'd also say bit naff. I don't like the way that they've done the Hummel chevrons. I don't like the fact that they're all, in small lines rather than being a solid thing. And I don't like the fact that we start with like a thin line and then slowly go down to, a thicker line where Hummel and the Boro badge is. And then, yeah, it's just a bit naff.
Yeah, I agree. I like the bit of black on the sleeves. It's weird that they didn't put black anywhere else. And
Yeah.
there is something quite nice about how the Hummel sponsor sits nicely in the bottom band, but other than that, there's nothing else I have to say about this shirt. It's a bit meh, and it was in a time that was also very meh as well. Probably worse than meh, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. We got relegated.
Final three, we've got 0708. I have some like really fond memories of this shirt. And this is the first one that I ever got my name printed on the back. Yeah, it had green 9. Whoever gave me the number 9, having an absolute laugh.
Multi 9, green 9. We are not too dissimilar.
I didn't mind this shirt. Like, I think from the image I'm looking at here, it actually describes what happened with my shirt quite well, in that the area and the Garmin badges are quite faded after a few washes. I did like the stripy pattern of dark red and light red on it. It was Premier League shirt. I've got a fond memory of having my name on the back of it and wearing it quite often. But yeah, it's design wise not really got a lot going for it. I wouldn't mind it being in bit naff. I'd have it in now daft personally, but that is like the emotional part of me speaking about it.
Yeah, bit naff for me. There's nothing all that great about it. Nothing all that bad. The only thing I would say, why the hell is there a giant black outline around the Boro badge? Why? What is that doing there?
I can't remember that being on it.
Yeah.
I can't remember that actually being on it. I don't know if like I'm going to find a different photo of it, but I can't ever remember that being on it.
Could just be the image we've used there. If so, then fine. It just looks odd on the pitch that we've got. It's very weird. It makes the Boro badge look like it's been badly photoshopped over the top of it. But yeah, I've got no real thoughts or emotions on this shirt. I think it's a pretty boring design, and it's just a bit naff for me as well.
Yeah, there's not a black outline on it. It must just be the photo we've taken. But that's another one where the badge will probably have fallen off many people's and area and Garmin would have faded, like Tom said. But I do quite like, as Tom mentioned as well, the difference of red and the stripe pattern within it. But again, it's one of those Boro shirts that just it doesn't have a lot of white going on. But I can also, if you don't have a lot of white going on, at least do something with the red. And they've done that, to be fair to them, on this one with the stripes. I'd probably put it between Now Daft and Bit Naff. I'd probably lean towards, maybe Now Daft. I don't know, because it's applicable for both of them, to be honest.
I feel like there's examples in both where it's actually quite similar like that. Well, I was about to say the Dialophone one and Now Daft, but that is there because of emotional kind of connotations around it. But then there's the other Dialophone one and the BT Cellnet one, which are also kind of just quite plain and just white piping.
This is a difficult one. Yeah, I would probably. My initial first thought was Bit Naff, so I think we'll just go with that one.
Last two. I remember everyone loved this shirt at the time where it came out. 18-19.
I didn't like it. I hate the collar. The collarless collar and the like little V-neck wedge. I just don't like that collar situation. I'm sorry, it does remind me of like Tony Pulis, and it's like the Adama-less Tony Pulis, and also Rudy just said because he was on the promotional picture. But also, like, if I kind of put that aside, the actual promotional picture had like Rudy just said on long sleeve top, and it's tight, and I don't like tight Boro tops, to be honest. The one that I'm wearing is kind of tight, but like it's like skin tight. The muscles are oozing out of it, a bit like Arsenal's night kits from like the mid 2010s. I just don't like it, and there's something about it that just displeases me. But I can also understand that people like this, and I'm probably in the minority with this. I'd probably put it in. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of being a bit controversial. I might say like Now Daft.
For me, it's between Nice Design shirt and Now Daft, and that is primarily because I didn't like wearing the shirt. And it's because of the reason you just said. It was tight, and
Yeah.
they kind of gave no indication that it was going to be. I remember going to buy this shirt when it came out, because I remember seeing it, and everyone talking about it on social media, being absolutely buzzing with it. I think this was the one that had the Catalan Kane lyrics in the back of the shirt as well.
Yeah, that's
Hummel
right. Yeah.
had clearly gone to a lot of attention to detail on this one. It's even got the different colour red stripes on it, which I said earlier doesn't usually make a big difference for me, but on this one, I think it made the shirt stand out. And then I went and bought it, and I wore it, and I was like, God, how tight have they made this? And I'm looking at the promotional material, and I think when it came out, this was around the time where we still had Traore, and we were still hoping that he was going to stay. And there was that game at the Riverside against Sunderland pre-season friendly that got called off due to a thunder and lightning storm in the summer. So, how many times is that ever going to happen? But I remember looking at Traore wearing it, and I was like, this is it's built for him. It's not made for me, and it is just very, very uncomfortable. It's made to make Adama look good. I think as a design, I'd have a nice design shirt. As a shirt that I would wear, it would be significantly lower than that.
I'd say it's a nice design shirt ruined by the collar. I agree with what Dana said.
Yeah.
I've got both versions hung up behind me, and I never wear them for the two reasons you've mentioned. The first is that it's tight, and the second is I don't like wearing it because of the collar. I just don't. I don't know why it is. I just don't like wearing it when the collar is as open as it is. Other than that, I really love the striped, subtle background. I think that just adds something really nice. That is a bit similar to the new Boro shirt in a sense, and I like that the 32 red fills the band up really nicely. It's like the opposite of what Unibet has done since. So it could have been a nice design shirt, but I completely get why you guys have put it in Outdaft.
Oh no, I put it in a nice design shirt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why.
This one is a really weird kit for me because it does have like design elements that I do quite like. White band, they've done something with the red as well. I think the sponsor kind of works well, and there's an element of black in it, but it's just, I think it is the collar, and unfortunately, as much as I try to displace association, it is the association to that season. I mean, there's been far worse seasons, don't get me wrong. I mean, the kit that we got relegated in is in Now Daft, but there's just something with this where I just don't really like it. But I can understand and kind of concede that people like yourselves do think it's a nice design shirt, so I'm quite happy to put it in that.
I feel like we might get a little bit of hate in the comments if we didn't put that in nice design shirt, because I know everyone loved that at the time where it came out. Maybe not so much after they bought it, and maybe encountered the same issues, but I remember so much positive things being said about it at that point. Which brings us on to our last shirt, and there's been plenty of positive things said this week about this one. The first ever Middlesbrough shirt made by Castor. What are we thinking for this? I
think it's a nice design shirt. I do. It was close to Mintman, I'm going to be honest, when I first saw it. I think what I will say is it looks a lot better on than what it probably does in the images. I love the subtle background of the Ayresome Park gates. I love what they've done with the band, the subtle little white stroke above and below the band. I think it's a nice touch. Unibet still kind of ruins it a little bit, although it doesn't look as bad as it has on past Unibet shirts. And the collar and the sleeves are nice as well. So I really liked it when I first saw it. I loved it. I thought, yeah, this is probably one of the best Boro shirts we've had in a good few years. But when I'm looking at our tier list and I'm putting it, am I putting it alongside the Mintman shirts? Probably not. But I do think it's a nice design shirt, and it is one I really, really like.
Yeah, I'd probably put it in nice design shirt, but I do think that it'll end up being in my personal Mintman list. I just love it. Like, there's not a lot of Boro kits that have come out and I've instantly loved. I've hated a lot of them, to be honest, which I know people be like, how can you hate a Boro shirt? But very easily, to be honest, especially with some of the ones that we've had. But I really liked this straight off the bat. Like, the detail with the Ayresome Park gates pattern within the fabric is just so nice. I mean, we thought it was a bit of a stripe situation going on, didn't we, Matt? And it turns out it wasn't. It was much better than that. It was the affiliation with the Ayresome Park gates. I like the colour of the red. I like the band situation, the panel above it, which kind of just, there's a little slight bit of red, and then there's like a white line that goes above and below it. I just really like it. I think it's really, really smart. It's quintessentially Boro for me. And it's a very, very good introduction to Castor. I guess we just see firstly how it fits, and secondly how it holds up after a few washes, because we've heard a lot of bad things about Castor. But as far as the design goes, there's no notes from me. I really, really, really like this shirt, and I can't understate that. I'm just a bit reluctant to put it in Mintman right now, but time may bump it up a little bit in my personal rankings.
I think that Tom's points that he's made on quite a few shirts could become quite relevant with this one. Like if it wears badly and is an odd fit, then yeah, it could be bumped down. But I think if Boro went to Castor and said, make us a Boro shirt, they've absolutely understood the assignment for me and they've nailed it. That is a Boro shirt for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with this going into a nice design shirt as well. And I think what you've just said there, Matt, in terms of the points I've made before and how it holds up after washes and being worn. I was really excited to see what the first Castor shirt was going to look like. I have worn a top on a couple of podcasts at the end of last season, a Hull FC third kit from Rugby League, and that is a Castor kit. I've got a couple of Castor kits from Hull. The one that I'm talking about, the sponsors, the badge, everything like that it's part of the kit. It's not ironed on, it's not stitched on, it is printed on, and for me that just makes it so much better. Looking at the picture here, I can see that I can almost see and feel the kind of materials that are on there. The Castor logo looks like it's popping out kind of in an embroidered way. And I mean, this might all be wrong because I'm not seeing this shirt in person yet, but the Boro badge looks ironed on or stitched on, and it does look like the Unibet is kind of like ironed on or what, you know, whatever they do to kind of make it have that almost synthetic feel to it. For me, if this was all printed on, this would go in Mintman, and I think that would make it so that it would hold up so much better in terms of wear and tear and washes. And I'd love to see, over the course of our contract with Castor, I'd love to see a shirt that does that. But I think in terms of a design, absolutely quality. And for me, there's a case that it would be in Mintman. The only reason I would avoid putting it there at the moment is it recency bias, and is it the fact that I don't actually own this shirt yet? So yeah, nice design shirt for now, but as you both said, I think over time this might go up a tier. But that brings us to the end. Looking at our tier list, are we happy with that? I know there's a couple that we might be unhappy with where it's placed, but as a whole,
yeah, I think so. I mean, there's the odd one or two in there that I had to sort of bite my tongue with. As I think we all had to make the odd compromise in there throughout. I think it sums up Boro shirts. I think most of them are just all right. We've had the odd absolute goat shirt, but we've had some absolute stinkers as well. And I guess when you have the band, you can do so much with it that can happen with what you do with the Y and sponsors and stuff. But I'm happy with that, I'd say, overall. Yeah, I think we agreed a little bit more than I thought we would as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's one big example there where I think the majority of us wouldn't agree on where it's placed, but the person in charge of the tier maker, you know.
I'm glad that it's there. That's the one thing. I'm happy that Abomination is in the bin because I hate it.
Well, if you have stuck around for just over an hour and a half of us talking about kits and essentially chatting shit, and you have any strong comments, likes or disagreements of where we put kits, please like, comment, subscribe, and start a debate in our comment section. Just remember, it's all a bit of fun. Everyone's going to have their different opinions on the shirts. But in addition to that, if you want to see us come back and do an away one, I'm sure we'll be more than happy for that. And I think there's a lot more discussion points on away tops than there is on some of our home tops. But until then, this has been the Boro Breakdown. Thanks for watching.